Good morning, guys. MWUSA Season 3, Episode 124. So, where do I begin here? It is actually Monday morning, and obviously that means that I didn't go anywhere on Sunday. And as much as I said that I knew it was Father's Day Sunday, I still, somehow, in the back of my mind, didn't register that I would not be traveling anywhere. So, let's see. Yesterday morning, woke up, ate breakfast, got dressed, went to church, came home, got a graduation card, put some money in there, and went to a graduation party. Spent a lot of the day there. I worked on some trim for the house. Yesterday, remember, we got a new front door a few months back, but the trim never got put on, so the size of the door is different than the door that was there before. So I took the trim off that was there, sanded it, painted it. I'm going to put one more coat on it soon, and then found another piece of trim in the garage that matches it, because this door is bigger than the other door. And I'm going to use that extra piece along with the pieces I have to get that taken care of. So hopefully sometime this week I will finish that up, and that will look good. Family did a lot of work out in the garden and in the yard over the weekend, and that's all good. So I spent a lot of my day doing stuff like that, and also finished up final preparations for the cruise, except for the hotel room. Everything else is ready to go, all checked in, and everything is all set. So that will be in 6 days. So be on the cruise in 6 days. So since we'll be going to Alaska, I'm not sure exactly what kind of internet reception we will get, but we'll be stopping most days, and we do have just a little bit of internet available on the boat. So I will try to do something like I did when we went to the Caribbean or whatever. Kind of talk about, the things that happened on the boat, the gambling on the boat, and things like that, and kind of fill you in on that stuff. So you have an idea of what to expect if you go on a trip like that, as far as what there is to do, what's going on in the boat, what things to watch out for, like those crazy art auctions that are all fake and they're just stealing your money and things like that. So I'll get you all that information, and then let you know what kind of machines I found on the boat, if I was able to play blackjack and things like that. So that'll be coming up next week. With today being, actually last night I did get a little bit of gambling in. My wife and I drove to a casino and had something to do in that area anyway. Just went in for about half an hour or so and just looked around at some slots. Didn't hang out too long because she doesn't like those places, and ended the session ahead $160. So plus $160 to start the week. And boy, the last couple weeks have just been on fire. I would love to have a week like that, although there have been a lot of ups and downs at times. Overall, things have gone really well, and I don't think that I've updated you guys as to the last month's final numbers, but I'll do that right now. Let me see. I don't know if we should do a rundown for the whole year or not, but probably not. Let's just do last month. Last month was May. April, I had my best month of the year so far, and I had $17,516 in blackjack winnings, and I had $14,999 in slot winnings. I also had $493 in miscellaneous winnings, and that brought my total for April to $33,008.50. So May, however, I had 2 or 3 tough days where I lost like $8,000 or $9,000, and I ended May with the first month losing in blackjack in over a year, with a loss of $4,229.50 in blackjack, and a profit of $19,074 in slots, a profit of $134 in poker, and a loss of $64 in miscellaneous, for a total win in May of $14,914.50. So overall, ended up pretty well. Definitely on target. So far this month, though, with the last 2 weeks, overnights has just been so good. It's hard to deny that system works. So far, the first 15 days of June, blackjack-wise, plus $18,376. Slots, plus $6,920. Poker, plus $334, for a total for the first 15 days of June, plus $25,630. So hard to deny that stuff. That works pretty well. Overall for the year, for some reason there's a discrepancy in my calculation here in my actual chart, but it's only about a $20 discrepancy. I'll find it later. For the year, including the first 15 days of June, plus $121,043.68 somehow. So overall for the year, still on target, even though the last 3 days I haven't played. I would guess I'm about 4,500 probably ahead of target for this time of the year, for this day in the year. So things are going well. I'm going to continue to try to build on this. I'm going to work hard to have a good Wednesday, Thursday, Friday this week, and we will be flying out Saturday night. Saturday morning there is some free play that I'm going to get, not much, like $60, as well as a free gift at the local-ish casino. So I'll be doing that, and then we'll be flying out to Seattle. So that's what's going on right now. You're all caught up for the weekend, and I'll be back to update you. Right now I'm heading off to a casino early morning before I go to work. We have had a heat advisory the last day or so, including today. It's going to be another heat advisory with temperatures exceeding 100 degrees. So just got to be really careful, make sure the kids aren't out too long and they don't overheat and things like that. So that's what's going on right now. I'll be back. Alright guys, I am back. So I got into this place nice and early. Go in, look around, nothing here. Look over here, nothing here. Look over here, nothing here. Look over here, still nothing. Go to the back, nothing there. I see a play that I looked at recently that I played down, and looks like it was just barely in range, but it was a little iffy, but it was cheap. It was like 60 cents. So I played that through, made about $14, I believe. And earlier on when I walked in, I saw a play that was technically in range, but I don't like the machine very much, variance and all that, and I wasn't sure about playing it. So when I found nothing else, I decided to play it on the way out. And I sit down, and at this point I've got 4 minutes till my meeting starts. So, and I'm just sitting down to the machine, right? But this meeting, I know, is a 15-minute meeting. I don't have to say anything till the last 5 minutes of it, and it's usually like 1 or 2 sentences, and I'm done. So I'm taking the risk here. I'm making the EV play here. So I sit down, and at this point, they're cleaning out the cash boxes and the slot machines. So there's a security guard standing there, and she's real nice. We talk a lot and stuff, and she's funny. But she says, "You can't walk through here." I said, "No, I'm just going to sit at this machine." She said, "Okay, that's fine." And she goes, "You don't have to tell me, but how do you know when it's going to win?" I said, well, I'd love to tell you, but I don't know. I'm just like everybody else. I just guess. I say, I think it looks like it's going to be good, but I don't know for sure. Sometimes you lose, sometimes you win. So she's like, oh, okay. So I sit down and I play it. It actually plays pretty well for $3 a spin. And I end up leaving ahead $237 total overall. So I won whatever. $223 or whatever on that machine. So I'm happy. I'm getting up. But at this point, my meeting has started. So I put my meeting up. And there's like 25 people in the meeting. And she can see the tiled screen with all the people. And she's like, what's that? I said, oh, I'm in a meeting at work. And, I don't have to say anything for a few minutes. So I'm heading out to the car. And I'll finish it up there. And she goes, where do you work? And I told her. She's like, oh, I used to work security there. I'm like, oh, okay. I said, well, don't tell anybody I was here. She said, well, I don't know anyone there anymore, she says. So, yeah, that's where we are now. One thing I just discovered by looking at my calendar is it's going to be hard to make money the next couple of days. So today we have a team lunch. I hate that stuff. Get to know each other and, team whatever, just, grow closer and all that garbage. So that'll be like 11:30 to 1, so that's going to stink. That's usually when I go back to the casino, get my lunch there, and get my, little bit of money that I make on Mondays. So that's not going to happen. I may be able to go after work, but maybe not, because I've got 2 kids that have to be at 2 different games at the same time. So if I do, I'll have to leave work a little early and get only about a half hour in, and then fight rush hour to get to my kids' thing. So it's not off the table, but it's not looking great. And then we'll see what happens tomorrow. But right now, we made some money. Whatever I said, 237, and we're moving on to work. My next meeting is in 2.5 hours, so I'll get half the week's work done right now, and then go to my team thing, and then a couple more meetings, and then we'll be back at the casino. So right now, I'm letting you go, and I'll be back to update you soon. Alright guys, I am back. Just got in the car. It's so hot in the car, and driving toward home, actually, things did not turn out the way I thought they would today. I am low on gas as well, so I'm going to take a little detour on my way home, stop at a gas station, get gas, and then go pick up my kid and take them to a game, and then kind of figure things out from there. But what's happened since I let you go, I've had pretty much non-stop meetings. I had a half hour between meetings, that was about it. Other than that, it was non-stop meetings, and all kinds of extra work now for the team. That's going to be every week, so gonna have to figure out how to make that work. Of course, always, whenever I have more work to do, it's pushing me more and more toward wanting to quit, but trying to get as much EV as I can out of work right now, even though I don't want to. It's definitely nice to have that extra money coming in, and the health insurance for everybody. So not too pleased, obviously, that I'm not going to be able to play today and make more money today, but that's just the way it has to be. Tomorrow is going to be a bad day as well. Going to have a training most of the day, and just depending on how big the training is and the materials are given out and things like that, I'll make a decision to stay or not. So if they actually give out booklets and stuff, then I will grab my booklets for the day, and if the classes are huge, then I will probably leave. If they're not, if they're 50 people, 100 people, then I'll have to stay the whole day for all that training, unfortunately. So we'll see about all that. What else? Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to do at this point. I need to go take care of the family stuff and live to fight another day. We'll see what happens tomorrow. So I'm letting you go right now. If I do go play tonight, I'll be back and add to this episode, but it's probably doubtful. I'll be back. Alright, good morning, guys. It is Tuesday morning. Had a long night. Took the kid to the game, and it was 95 degrees outside. We had all kinds of heat advisories and stay inside and all this stuff, and the sun was beating down on us. Almost no clouds in the sky, and it was so hot outside. A couple times I went to the car just to cool off. I don't know how they did it. It was just an exhausting heat. But got through all that, got back home, and woke up early this morning. So today, I have that training to go to. I don't know what to expect. So we're going to see if we can get away with only be there part of the time or very little of the time. When I park the car, I'm supposed to go stand in line, get a badge and a pass to the parking garage, because those things get expensive, especially downtown. You know how that is. And then we'll go through the motions and see what's going on. I need to at least see my workmates and let them, see that I was there at the very least. And then we'll make some decisions. So if it turns out that there are thousands of people in the meetings and you get your materials up front, then I may go out of town. I don't know. Just going to depend on how things go. Otherwise, if it's small, I'm stuck. So we'll see. At the very least, though, I'm going to get at least one session in this morning. Maybe this afternoon, depending on timing. But kids do have things going on tonight as well. So I am, however, looking forward to tomorrow, where it's going to be another overnight, hopefully something big. We have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then we're done. And then we go on the cruise, and the month is pretty much dead after that. So we come back, I think, what's this, June? So it's probably a 30-day month. So that's it once I go on the cruise. So we'll see what happens. Hoping that I'll be able to go out of town today, but it's up in the air. So I'm letting you go right now, heading off to my first stop, and I'll be back to update you. Alright, guys, I am back. That was not very fun. Drove all that way. When I pulled into the parking lot, there was a car right in front of me. He pulls into the one parking spot. I pull into the parking spot next to him. He walks ahead of me, goes inside. I'm right behind him. He starts checking my machines. Luckily, after a couple machines, he stopped and wandered off into the ether, but that's always disheartening when you first walk in and you're already behind somebody, and lots of times they actually know what they're doing. They're not like this guy that just had an idea about something and, really didn't have a clue overall. Anyway, started looking around and was finding that everything was bare bones. Some of these machines, I thought they had reset them to like starting images or something, because they were all reset to nothing. And then I'm like, even at reset, it's better than it is right here. So there was just very little opportunity. I did play one machine, ended up ahead $24, but that was it. But I was in there for a good 40 minutes, and it was dead in there, so it was easy for me to go from one machine to the next. I just didn't have any opportunity, so very unfortunate. I'm looking over the last 3 days, made about $400. I made a profit every time I've gone, but it's just not enough time to make any real money, to just swing by for a half hour a day, and especially when it's not, you're not the first one there, so other people have already made your money. So it's unfortunate, but that's where we are right now. Looking forward definitely to tomorrow, but need to make sure I get plenty of sleep tonight, because it's going to be another long one. And that actually reminds me, I need to call that hotel and see if I can get a room tomorrow night, just in case. There's one hotel in the area, so I'll give them a call, maybe at lunchtime or something, and see if I can get a room. That'll help a lot. Just have a safe place to go to count your money at least. And I do have a lot of chips to cash tomorrow, so anyway, right now it's already 79 degrees. It's 7 a.m. and I'm moving on right now to the conference, so I'm actually going to get there on time. Although I'm not a big breakfast eater, I may have something, and we'll hang out with our crew here and see what we can do. Maybe we'll learn something. Hopefully not. We don't want to learn. We want to go gamble. So we should know within the first 2 hours what our day is going to be like, and of course I'll update you as soon as I know. So that's what's going on right now. You're all caught up. I'll be back. Alright guys, I am back. Oh my gosh, this is the most boring stuff you have ever seen. It is so ridiculous. So let me kind of start from the top here. Hopefully this is not too boring for you. I pull into the parking lot. It's free parking, right? So you go into the parking garage, you're supposed to get a pass. Go in the parking garage, park in there. It's like $1 every 20 minutes in there, so you don't want to pay for it. So I go up to the registration desk, give them my information to get my pass, and they're like, "Did you use the valet?" I said, "No, I used the parking lot." "Oh, okay." I'm like, that guy got a form, like a little slip, to get his parking for free. Where's mine? "Oh no, it's only for the valet." So the parking garage is not free, but the valet is? Oh yeah. So I just walked out. I didn't even stay. I walked away. I go to my car. You have the little machine you're supposed to pay on your way out, but I was in and out so fast, even though it says 0 to 20 minutes. You got to pay something. It didn't charge me. I went out, went to the valet, waited in a long line. You've got hundreds of people, right, that you're expecting for an event. And then they all have to wait in line for the valet before the event starts. So I did that, gave the valet my car. I had my laptop in the car, and I thought, well, I'm not going to need this. They're going to give you materials and things like that. Nope. You're supposed to have your laptop. So I don't have it, but that's okay. Other people in my group have it, and other people don't, so no big deal. Go back to the line again, get my pass, walk in for breakfast, and their breakfast is just disgusting. Just a few pieces of nasty fruit and then water. I'm like, okay, let me grab a bottle of water. No, they have the infused water. It's like mint and pineapple, which was pretty decent, but they give you a little shot glass, like a 4-ounce glass to drink with. So I'm like, okay, that's nice. So then I find everybody. We talk for a while. The event starts at 9 o'clock. We go in the event. Actually, it started at 9:15, and then the first part of the event was already over by 9:45. The next part doesn't start until 10:45, so it's like, my God, the stuff that I do in hours, you guys do in weeks. This is supposed to be technology and moving quickly and AI and all that kind of stuff. You guys move so slowly. So it was hot in there. It was boring in there. I'm falling asleep already. I'm like, I got, 8 hours of sleep, just about 7 hours of sleep. I should be fine, but it's such a boring event. So during the break, I had this chia fruit thing. I've never really had that stuff before. It was pretty good. Didn't really taste like much to me, but it was pretty good. The fruit was okay. And I don't drink coffee. Of course, I had a nice big cup of coffee because I'm like, please charge me up, wake me up. I might look for like a Red Bull or a Monster or something later on. It's just awful. So that's what's going on right now. And waiting for the first training to start, and then we'll see what happens from there. But so far it's actually looks pretty poor for me for the day, because there was only like 150 people in the initial part of the introduction portion. So I'm a little worried that all the groups are going to be tiny and there's not going to be any opportunity to make any money today. Sit around with all these starry-eyed young people thinking that they're going to make a difference in the world, when all this AI stuff that we're discussing at this event is going to put them all out of business. They're all going to be delivering groceries like they do in China, where now everybody's losing their job because the economy is so bad, and all the guys are delivering food, and all the girls are doing like online chats and all that kind of stuff to make money, and then the women order food from the guys deliver the food. It's just ridiculous the way things are going in the world. Eventually, like I've said before, it's going to come to a point where we're going to have to pay people not to work, and then at that point we're probably going to go from money to some kind of credits where nobody owns anything anymore, and it's not going to be good. This is the beginning of the end, in my opinion. But anyway, letting you go for now, and I'll be back. All right, guys, I'm back. So we had our lunch. One of the vendors took us out to lunch. Instead of just having the generic lunch that they had here, we went to a Mexican restaurant. It was okay. I mean, you know, one of these over-the-top places with the giant food, with the just overdone stuff. It's just not even good after a while when you overdo it. But anyway, we went to lunch, came back, went through a training, kind of like a practice, like if there was a ransomware attack, how you would handle it, stuff like that. So we went through that, and before that I was talking to one of the guys that works with me, and I asked him if he parked with valet, and he said yeah. I said, you know, I don't mind doing that, I just don't like people in my car, and I don't like having to tip them. And he goes, you have to tip them? He'd never used a valet before. It's like, that's how young these people are. They have no clue. They're like, he's like, I don't have any cash. I'm like, do you want me to give you $5? And he's like, no, I'm just not going to tip him. I'm just going to say I have no cash. So I'm like, okay. So anyway, yeah, we have another training, and then supposedly we have a get-together after that, and then the vendor is going to take us to like a bourbon bar type place. And I don't think I'm going to go do any of that. I'd like to get one more session in today. Then I need to go home, and I got a lot of emails to reply to, and I have a lot of work to do. And then tomorrow is the day that I travel with the overnight and everything, so I really need to get my rest, because I may or may not sleep tomorrow, and I forgot to book the hotel. So actually, with these next few minutes that I have before the next training, I'm going to go ahead and try to book that hotel, and that way at least I'll have somewhere to stay tomorrow for the overnight. So I'm going to let you go right now, and I'll be back to update you. All right, guys, I'm back. Thank you, God, I'm out of there. Man, how boring can you be? I mean, it was the event was cool, the idea was cool, but you could learn the content in like 45 minutes. It doesn't have to be 7 or 8 hours. And I like it, and I think it's a tool that we're going to buy. It's like $250,000, but I think it's a tool we're going to buy because it'll replace a lot of other tools, and it's more streamlined. But man, that was extremely boring. I tried to book the hotel room, and it didn't work again. And actually, I got another number I'm going to try here in a minute, but they're telling me it's like $589 a night for the hotel room. I'm like, you don't understand. This is like 3 weeks in a row I've called you for my free room that you keep advertising, and you're telling me that they don't exist, or they're not available, or whatever. So I'm going to give them one more try here at this other number. Maybe this other number is for people who have a card. I don't know. She asked me my card number, and then she was going to transfer me to a host, and I was on hold for about 10 minutes. Finally, I had to go back to my event. So I don't know. If it doesn't work out, back to the car. I may actually, it may be worth it to rent like a room in the city. I'm not going to have any belongings there. I mean, see, the thing is, the hotel, I can keep money in the safe worst case scenario, for an hour or two. I wouldn't want to leave it there for days, but, and if I'm renting a room from someone, who knows what they're going to be doing. So I don't know. I have to think about this and find a better way. The only other way would be to have someone else go with me, either in the same car or a different car. And that would make it easier to put the money in one place and for me to be in another place in case I have too much. Because when I go overnight, I'm going to have $20,000-$30,000, and I don't want to be walking around with that all the time. I do, but there's certain areas I don't want to. So, and you guys understand that. So, anyway, letting you go right now. I'm actually heading back to the casino, and hopefully make a few $100s, and then we're going to head home and try to get some sleep, and then up early in the morning. Actually, tonight I'll have a lot of office work to do too. So anyway, all right, letting you go. I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back. I am ready for this day to be over. Oh man, I had a bad experience in there. I ended up down a little bit, but overall just frustrating. All the traffic to get there, leaving a downtown area, going on the highway during rush hour, all this garbage back and forth. Getting there, it's too busy, can't find a place to play, can't find machines, seeing other people checking machines. Should have just turned around and left. It's my fault. I didn't do that. I ended the session down $90. I'm ready for the day to be over and for tomorrow to start. Tomorrow's where the action is going to be. Hopefully we have a good finish to the weekend because I'm ready for it. The last 2 weeks have been great. Wednesday, Thursday, I don't have a room, but I don't care. I'll be fine. I'm going to make sure that I get plenty of rest tonight and get out there tomorrow and make some money. That's all I can do. Right now it's 91 degrees here. It's just been terrible, really hot weather. Kids have been having a hard time with their sports, but some of them are getting canceled, some are not. But that's it. I don't know how to finish this one out, but I'm glad these 3 days are over. I got work to do when I get home, and then I got to get some rest and get up early in the morning, get out there and make some money. That's all I can do. So that's what's happening right now. If you have any questions or comments, the email is mwusa21@gmail.com. mwusa21@gmail.com. See you next time.